Here's my current dilemma. I have this Morphy Roberts Astral camper fridge, which is dual propane electric. I suppose I could set it up to run on propane, but I haven't done that yet. The electric part of it works. It takes quite a long time to cool off, but that's what the manual states, which is fine. About 6 hours to cool off. It's a small unit, 3 cubic foot space in there. It's got a little freezer. Oops. So it's kind of dark in there, but it's got the little egg tray in it, and I showed this in the camper tour. It's got the spot here for cans of pop or whatever. Of course, it's got the freezer up there, which is nice and cold. The problem with this is that when you're plugged into the AC, it's not a big deal. My problem is converting this camper to an off-grid camper, is that I'd like to be able to run it off solar. So I put it on this watt meter that I borrowed from the neighbor just to see what it was doing. And it's rated at 1 amp, 120 volts obviously. So, and you can see it's consuming 111 watts right there. When it starts up, it's just about right on 120 watts. It's cooled off now, so it's went down a bit, and its duty cycle is not 100%, but I've had it on for 40 minutes or something. It was unplugged during supper or something, and it hasn't went off again, so it doesn't cool down real quick. My problem is I have 90 watts worth of panels on the roof and a 90 amp hour deep cycle battery. So at 100 watts, to round it, that's going to be taking about 9 or 10 amps an hour out of my battery, because it's a 12 volt battery system. At that rate, I could only actually run this thing for 2 hours if it was pulling 100 watts, full time. So that's not good. I mean, it's not a bad consumption for an AC fridge, but when you're running a tiny off-grid system like I am, that's a lot. I was looking at some of the newer coolers that you can get from Canadian Tire, which are 2 to 3 cubic feet, similar interior dimensions as this one, and they take about 20 watts at the high end of electricity. And again, that's not 100% duty cycle, but even let's say it was. Let's say they were both 100% duty cycle. This one consuming 100 watts 24 hours a day, and the other one 20 watts 24 hours a day. Well, I could run off my solar system a cooler that drew 20 watts 24 hours a day. I'd have plenty of power to take it overnight, for 10 or 12 hours until the sun came up in the morning, and then since it's only consuming 20 watts, I should also have enough for my panels to also fill the battery back up throughout the 6 or 7 or 8 hours worth of sunlight during the day to get me through the next night. So it would be sustainable at 20 watts. Unfortunately, my setup at 100 watts, obviously my solar panel, if I was actually getting 90 watts out of it, wouldn't even be enough to power this thing by itself. So I need a larger solar panel or just a more efficient fridge. So, I don't know if anybody has comments on replacing these things or what you've done in your camper. But that's my current dilemma. So I think I may pull this old one out. While it does work, we could get a much more efficient one that I could actually run 100% off-grid, which would feel really good if I could do that. Alright, that's my off-grid camper fridge commentary.